This student actually did a good attempt in IELTS writing. This is his task 2 version. Yet this is going to score nowhere near a 7 band. And I'll tell you why. Because as I said, this is a good student. The writing is not that bad. And it's not even an English problem. It's just the understanding of how you have to elaborate points in IELTS writing, which is holding him back. And these are the mistakes that other students make very commonly. So let's have a look. The question is, fast food is now universally in most countries and is becoming increasingly popular. Some people feel that it is positive while others do not. What is your opinion? There are these points here on top which constitute his outline. Don't worry about that. Let's look at the actual answer. You have intro, 2 bodies, and conclusion, which looks nice on the surface. Let's have a look at the intro. Fast food has been a topic of hot debate among people. Right away, I can tell this person is looking at very old YouTube videos of this kind of start where you just say it's a hot debate. Now you need to make it more complex and advanced, and just hot debate doesn't cut it anymore. You can say fast food has been a topic of exploration by many scientists and people alike. Full stop. Now, even the next sentence, in my opinion, this one is very, very simple and basic. Fast food is recommended due to the social reasons. Now, you shouldn't say the social reasons. It should just be social reasons, generally. But you haven't explained exactly what those reasons are. So it kind of feels like a lazy attempt in answering this. If you see the conclusion, which is rephrasing the start, this is done nicely here. The whole conclusion, I like it. The opinion rephrases here by saying fast food is beneficial to people because the fast offering meals and cheap meals in price. So these are the reasons why, and these were the reasons he has covered here. So this is nicely wrapped up. It shows thinking instead of lazy reasoning, which is like social or economic and so on. Now, this is still better than not saying any reason. Like if you just say, in my opinion, fast food is good, full stop. That's the worst thing you can do. So at least you have given us something which is appreciated, but it would be better if you elaborate it more. Now, these kinds of questions, what is your opinion, to what extent do you agree, or some people think this, some people think that, you have to do 2 bodies. So the student has done it perfectly, but there's something really important here that I want to show you where the student messed up. Fast food always offers frugal meals. One clear reason is that one is able to save more money in fast food restaurants than eating in restaurants. This one is a little unclear. I mean, you should say more in fast food restaurants than eating in other restaurants. So we are differentiating. But you see, this point started here and it ended here. Now we have a furthermore, which is your second point. This point has not been explained well. It's very quick. Furthermore, fast food shortens the time of having meals. Okay, that is because making meals in fast food restaurants is less time consuming than making food in restaurants. Okay, so this is good. It's a benefit, but for who? It's unclear. Is it good for the customer or is it good for the cooks in the restaurant? That should be clarified to give it more clarity. But yet again, it's another point which is rushed. It's not fully explained. Instead of doing 2 points here, you should have just done 1. Focus on the frugal meals and explain that throughout. Talk about how people will save money, especially in a time of inflation, how families are struggling, and young students who usually are struggling with money would be able to afford fast food at reasonable prices and have a healthy, well, not a healthy lifestyle, have a fulfilling lifestyle knowing that they can eat outside instead of being too restrictive. Also, your topic sentence was frugal meals. So the whole paragraph should be based on that. You shouldn't be adding another topic sentence mid-paragraph. Hence, the main idea here was to have 1 central point only, not 2 points. Have a good quality point instead of 2 quantity points without enough description. Body 2. On the other hand, some claim that fast food has negative influence to people due to healthy reasons. Healthy reasons doesn't make sense. You want to say due to health concerns because it's a negative thing. And reasons cannot be healthy. People can be healthy. Nonetheless, people feel joyful when they eat fast food. Okay, that is because most of the fast food is made by the process of deep fried deep dried. I think it should be deep fried here. People feel happy when they eat crispy food. Now you see this parenthesis and then there's another parenthesis here, and then there's another parenthesis here. You should never ever do this in IELTS writing task 2. Parentheses or brackets and inverted commas are things you should never do. Also colons, because that would create a list. These punctuation marks are to be avoided at all costs because they interrupt your description. Now, there was no need to go this route saying, on the other hand, some people think this, nonetheless, I feel this. There is no problem here. The only issue is it's a useless sentence. It doesn't give you marks or reduce your marks, but it does take away your word limit. I would rather use these words for things that matter, and what matters to me right now is to express my opinion, which is the benefit of fast food. And I want to focus on that more. So I would focus on this joyful point more, explain it more, but yet again, our student makes the mistake of not explaining that. He moves on to another point. Moreover, no one actually eats fast food every meal. Okay, thus bad influence to health is limited. Okay, for example, some researchers claim that, all right, now here's the problem. This one was promising. Maybe we could explain this with, for example, but this kind of stuff you should avoid at all times. Saying things like researchers say that, or a research or a study proved this, completely destroys your description, because now you are not explaining things yourself. You're not explaining the logic yourself. For example, if I'm talking about bad influence, it's limited. I would say it's an occasional meal. It doesn't really affect your life quality or health. Your life is affected by a lot of other things like stress or exercise. Hence, one fast food meal in a week, which is the usual amount people take, doesn't really affect you. This would be logic, and I would be describing it, and that's what the examiner wants. But if you say researchers say that it's bad, it's good, you completely ruin your own description, which is what the examiner is looking for. So multiple mistakes in this point, and ideally you shouldn't have even done this point. You should have just had 1 point throughout here, 1 point throughout here. 2 points was all you needed, and just define them with good quality. That is what's missing here, and that's why this student, who has relatively few grammar mistakes, would not score well. Be careful with these kinds of mistakes, guys, and make sure to subscribe, like, and share if you found value in this video. We're going to be doing more assessments, and whenever you are writing, make sure you're watching out for these mistakes. All the best.